Right. So you see all those dynamics with
I highly recommend it. Life goes by fast.
Act as if does not mean to pretend. It does not mean to be until you become. I know that this is very, very popular advice. Fake it till you make it. But today we are going to discuss the difference of being exactly who you are and being grounded in your worthiness and being aware of what needs to shift versus imagining that you are a different person, pretending to be that person while subconsciously telling yourself that you cannot have what you desire until you are that imaginary person, which is actually pushing your desire away.
Put them on and make our way to the car.
Say hello, camera.
Hello, Deborah.
Hello, camera. Can you wave hi?
Yay.
Hi. First things first, we have to discuss the fact that nothing material or outside of you has the power to make you permanently happy or at ease. For so much of our unconscious lives, we chase material things and events in order to gain a certain feeling. But what we forget is that that feeling only lasts for so long. That feeling of success, that feeling of validation and joy, or what we perceive as joy, only lasts right when we get the thing, maybe the day, week, month after, but eventually the newness fades. And because of the way that our brain works, we start to understand that this thing that we've attracted is now a part of our lives. We normalize it. I guess that's a more simpler way to say that. And with this normalization comes new desires, new things to chase after and to make us unconscious. It's like a hamster wheel. We get one thing and we get back on the wheel. We get another thing and we get back on the wheel. In reality, we are supposed to use our desires to create breadcrumbs and to follow those breadcrumbs to our purpose. But we place so much power on these desires that we tell ourselves, if I get this, I'll be happy. If I get this, I'll be fulfilled. When in realities, our desires are just an expression of our life purpose and the reason why we're here on this planet. So get your desires, manifest, do all the things, yes, but understand when you start to say, if I don't have that, life is not worth it, because that is a dangerous place to be in. My laundry's done. Okay, so this is the problem with acting as if. When we act as if we have what we already want, we're under the false pretense that that feeling that we're chasing after will last forever. We're acting like we will have that feeling forever and that's who we're going to be, and that feeling will just be perpetuated within us because we have our desire. But like I just said, no desire, no external or material desire has the ability to perpetuate joy and fulfillment within us. That's an inside job. So I have been playing with acting as if in a different way, and the manifestations have been pouring in, and I want to share it with you. It's going to sound so simple, but if you know, you know, okay? What I've been doing is identifying my desires. And when I see that I want something, I tell myself, I already have it. It's just out of my vision of sight. For example, if I wanted a new car, right now I'd be like, oh, it's already in the garage. If I wanted a new house, I would tell myself that my meeting's tomorrow for my signing. Telling myself that I already have it, but it's just not in my sight, but it's already happening. This is very similar to my 10-minute ago technique. Now, here is the kicker. This is what makes this act as if technique different from what the majority of people teach on YouTube. In this technique, we are going to be so self-aware that we're going to identify if our mind is telling us that we must be a different version of ourselves in order for this technique to be true. For example, if I tell myself that I have a new car in the garage and I say it's just there, it's just out of my line of sight, it's very likely that my mind would run a subconscious program that says, okay, well, if I have a new car, I need to be making this much a month. If I have a new car, then I have to have the space for it. Then I have to pay this off, and then I have to pay this off. All the subconscious things that say, okay, I can say I have it, but I can't really have it until this happens or until I get to this place. So what this act as if technique is teaching us is we act as if we already have it, but from a place of, I don't have to change anything about myself. I am worthy exactly as I am. That car is in my garage and there's nothing I have to change. Now you can go ahead and pause the video here if you would like to play around with this and try it. Tell yourself that you already have your desire and there's nothing you have to change about yourself to get it. So you may be saying, girl, that's too easy. Where does the manifesting part come in? Don't we have to expand? Don't we have to stretch? Don't we have to grow in order to attract our desired realities? I can't just stay the same. And you are correct. Oh, my croissant's done. I'm gonna go take that out the oven. Like I was saying, you may be thinking, don't I have to expand in order to manifest? And the answer to that is absolutely. But when we tell ourselves that we already have our desire, but then also clarify to ourselves that we will feel exactly the same, that's putting us in a reality, okay? Realness, a reality that says, I have it, but I still feel this way. Because that's the kicker about all of this manifestation stuff. You can manifest whatever you want, but you're still gonna feel the same. Yeah. That is the reality of the situation. If I manifest a new car and it's in my garage, it'll be very exciting for the first week. But slowly, but surely, my internal vibration will begin to become prominent again. Therefore, that adrenaline, that validation, that excitement that came with the new car will eventually start to balance out with my natural vibrational state. So what that means is, again, material things do not have the power to change our internal vibration. This is why lottery winners often win the lottery, but then self-sabotage themselves into losing everything because they won the lottery and it didn't fit in with the way that they saw themselves, their belief system, and their internal vibrational state. So they had to self-sabotage so they can get back to feeling comfortable in who they are. It's wild. The way God designed us is wild. So when you tell yourself that you already have what you desire and you actually feel exactly the same, that's what would actually happen. If you got what you desired, you would not shift internally at all. Material external things do not do that. Now, from this place, we can give ourselves the freedom to say, well, if I have a new car, why do I still feel this way? I thought my new car would solve all these feelings that I'm having inside. And this gives us the opportunity to open ourselves up to true healing and true alignment, separate from manifesting physical things. And what's so beautiful about this technique is by doing this, by saying I already have it, but not subconsciously saying I have to be a different person to have it, we're putting our request order in and our ticket is up. It's being worked on. It's all happening. You just can't see it. And we're no longer having this internal battle of I have to raise my vibration. I have to be this person. I have to be a different person in order to be worthy. That's not a part of our process anymore. Now, very quickly, I have to talk about the Christian perspective. It's not long. It's not complicated. It's not complex. Baby, if Jesus Christ already died for you, why do you think that there is something outside of yourself or something that can happen or something that you can see that can make you feel more worthy of the reality that you want? If Jesus Christ already died for you, what is going to happen that's going to make you happier? He already died for you. So what material thing is available to you that's going to bring you more joy than the Son of Man giving himself for you? Just something to think on, just some food for thought. Whew, it is hot. This is the hottest day North Carolina's had thus far, 85 degrees. Look, I will take it. I love the heat. I thrive in the heat. I just finished working with a client, making some social media content and making some video content. Now I am going to go to the store. I'm gonna pick up some of Adam's birthday gifts, some gifts for his big day. That's on Thursday in a couple of days here. And then I'm gonna go get my hair cut. And getting my hair cut with makeup on may be the worst idea I've ever had, but we'll find out.
Will buddy up to the queen bee or sometimes the sidekick as a way of getting to the queen bee in order to change the narrative. And so then you'll see, like, the first season they're on, they're like housewife and they're like playing with their kids, and then the next season they come on, they've got breast implants, like a full face of filler, they've upgraded their kitchens, they're wearing all these clothes that you're like, those are counterfeit, there's no way you could afford that. Because the housewives in the beginning, they don't really make that much money. So like all of a sudden you'll see somebody come back with like hair extensions.
Yeah, I feel like the transformation is also part of what the audience leans into. Like the audience almost salivates at when a like new housewife comes back different another season, because they're like, yes, they're in, or they're just like, oh, I observed the difference. And it's like, yeah, they did that on purpose.
When I tell you I love my barber shop, I was in there talking to them about coming to yoga, and I really hope they come, because my barber is a 51-year-old man and I love him. I love all of them. They're the best. So if I get them in the yoga studio, I'm gonna tell y'all. But I love him. He got me right. Y'all see? He got me right. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting's kind of weird, but you'll see it later. I am going to run to Belk to look for a wallet for Adam, because everything they had at Marshall's was just kind of, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I want to get him a nice wallet because his is falling apart. So off to do that, then back to the yoga studio to teach a class. Oh, they got my vibes all the way up. I love the barbershop. Y'all go to the barbershop? Any other ladies go to the barbershop? Do you love it? They be so nice.
Love that. I want to remember everything. My kids are getting big so fast. I just want to remember everything.
I love that so much.
I highly recommend it. Life goes by fast.
I'm actually, I've been looking at that camera because I am a low-key photographer.
Yeah. And just like that, I'm back at the studio. I did find a beautiful, beautiful chain for Adam's birthday, and I'm so grateful that the perfect gift popped out at me. Now, before I go into the studio to teach my class and finish the longest day ever, because I feel like I have been up forever, I want to talk to you guys about understanding why your internal state doesn't match your desire. We do so much to manually raise our vibration by doing all the techniques and pursuing external things that we think will hoist us up. But there's so much power in understanding why our internal vibration doesn't match the actual desire that we want. Not because we want to shame ourselves, and not because we want to validate that we don't feel worthy, but more so that understanding is exactly what leads to healing. If you already have your desire right now and you feel the way that you feel right now, that's telling you that when you have your desire, you still may not feel that level of fulfillment that you are seeking. So it's not going to be the desire that's going to allow you to shift. It's going to be the realization in that moment that the desire has nothing to do with the internal shift. So now you have permission to ask yourself right now, why do I feel the way that I feel? And what can I do to shift my belief system so that I may see the world differently? It's perspective shifts that help us raise our vibration, not that temporary raise in vibration that we get when we experience something or when we obtain something material. Long-lasting, permanent vibrational change comes from learning and growing, because that is expansion. So we all have different reasons why we may not internally align with the desired reality that we see for ourselves. But I'm going to tell you, a big chunk of us, I'm not going to say y'all, because I'm human too, a big chunk of us get so wrapped up in a lack of worthiness because we are constantly comparing ourselves to others. We see other people as more worthy and we see ourselves as not worthy enough. And honestly, if you want something for yourself, there's nothing in the world that says that you shouldn't have it, except for a lack of worthiness or an illusion that disconnects you from the truth of your being. We were all created from the divine, which makes us all one with the divine. So whenever we start to fall into phases and thoughts of lack and scarcity, it's because we've fallen into the illusion that we are separate from the divine and that we do not have enough. But abundance is real and abundance is everywhere. So what often happens when someone manifests something is they're happy with it for a moment, and then days, sometimes minutes can go by, and all of a sudden it's on to the next thing. What else can I get? Because we're on this consistent merry-go-round of desire, get, desire, get, desire, get. Nothing's ever enough. So at some point we have to stop the madness, ground ourselves in our bodies and say, I'm the one who decides when I am happy, and I'm the one who decides that I have enough. Making that internal shift to understand that you already have everything you want and need because you're alive and you're already one with the divine being that created everything that you see right now. I could cry thinking about it. I could cry thinking about the reality of our true nature. And when you spend time thinking about it, and when you spend time in truth, then you have the opportunity to release this desperation for manifestations and desires, and you can relax and settle into knowing that it's already on its way to you. There is nothing wrong with wanting things. You deserve all of the things, but do not make those things your master. When you say to yourself, it's already mine, I already have it, when you choose to act as if, identify any resistance that you feel within your body and seek to understand it. I'm gonna go teach this class. I'll see you tomorrow. It is a squirrel. It's a big squirrel. It's a chunky squirrel. That's a fat squirrel. Happy birthday to you, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you. You can see it. No, you can't touch it. You can see it. So I didn't even get a chance to vlog yesterday just because children, and even now Olivia's watching Baby Bum, and I don't know if she's gonna let me film this, but I'm going to try. And I remember when I started this entire vlogging journey, I was telling myself that I have to live. I cannot compartmentalize and try to vlog and live this perfect life on a blog and then have real life be separate. Like, I'm supposed to be showing you guys like the truth of a mom's life, you know? So yeah, it's okay that we skipped a day. I'm still here. I still got the message for you. The last point that I want to talk about is understanding that the block to your manifestation may not be it being too hard to accomplish or to attract. The block may be your personality. Bringing everything that we learned in this video together, I want to explain to you that when you start to say, I already have it, it's already done, and you tell yourself that your internal state's exactly the same, you can humble yourself and begin to recognize that whatever is in you that is blocking your manifestation is actually a part of your personality. Now, that doesn't mean that it's anything that's wrong with you, but it's a process. This whole healing journey is a process of understanding how the painful events that we went through show up in our personalities, especially the things that we went through when we were kids, our childhood wounds. Things that we went through when we were younger often show up as defense mechanisms in our personality. Even the other day when I had this amazing social day, right? Like, I worked with my mentor and I always have a good time with her. I got my hair cut and had such a good time with all the barbers in the barber shop. I went shopping for my husband's gifts at 2 different places, and at both places I had like these amazing, deeply beautiful conversations with sales associates. And when all that was done, I felt heavy. And in my mind, the first thing that came up was, I feel this way because I don't have XYZ. Because if you're a conscious creator, what you're attracting, it's always somewhere in the forefront of your mind. You might not be focusing on it, but you're aware that you're attracting it. At least that's how I operate. So when I felt this heaviness, I was like automatically drawn to, where am I with my manifestations? But based on this new work I was doing, I was like, let's be honest with ourselves. This heaviness that I feel, is it really that unfamiliar? Is it really from outer space? Or is it something that I've been dealing with my whole life? I don't know why the camera's acting like you can't see me. The white balance on the camera is doing its own thing, but hey, you just get a little more melanin. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I asked myself, this feeling that I'm holding, is it a part of my personality, or was I triggered? I wasn't triggered. There was no way, because I had a really good day, right? And when so much time goes by and our vibration's so high, and you will find this will happen, when you tell yourself, I already have what I want, and you think about what you're attracting and your mind tries to say, oh, we should have an attitude because we don't already have it, and then you shift to, no, it's already done, you'll realize that it's much easier to maintain a higher vibration. And then when your vibrational set point begins to reappear and it becomes harder to maintain that vibration, and you realize you don't have a trigger to blame your vibrational state on, you can begin to take responsibility for that part of your personality. Like, no, this has nothing to do with my external reality. This is just where I vibrationally live. So when I felt this heaviness, it was my responsibility to do something with it. I couldn't blame it on anything else. So what you do is a part of your path and your journey, right? For me, called in the Holy Spirit. For me, meditated in my car. For me, listen to high vibrational music. And in those moments when we feel our vibrational set point, our familiar vibrational set point, personally, I feel like it can be a little bit more tricky to raise the vibration from that place, because I feel like when we raise the vibration from that place, it's not a bad mood. It's a personality shift, right? So when we raise the vibration from that place, it takes a little bit more focus and a little bit more grounding and a little bit more understanding of the reason why we're working so hard to change who we are, so that we can live more expanded lives and so that we can expand past our pain, because your pain will have you cycling through moods. And that's very important to understand. I used to talk about that all the time, how it can be so difficult to raise your vibration and enter into a new personality when you have so many mental and emotional strongholds that you're so used to feeling on a daily basis. You can have a life where everything's perfect, but because you're used to feeling that negativity on a daily basis, it keeps reappearing, right? So when we face the negativity and in those exact moments we choose to rise above them, it might feel like something is holding you there, like something is energetically holding you down, but it takes a confidence and a knowing. But it takes a confidence, it takes a knowing that you are one with the divine consciousness that created us, and that consciousness is just love. So anything that is separate from love isn't real. It's not real. And when we realize that, we can make a choice as to whether we want to be held down by the illusion or if we want to allow ourselves to let go of what weighs us down so that we can be more in alignment with that pure consciousness of love. I can't believe my baby let me talk this long. She's so good. She's so good. But all in all, thanks for spending this time with me. I hope that when I edit this vlog, it's not too clunky. I hope that the message is clear and that you feel like you have something to chew on. And I hope you feel like you can immediately apply it to your life and your journey. Also want to take a bit of time to thank my patrons over on Patreon. Guys, we're running a whole thing over there. This month we came out with journal prompts, monthly affirmations. We did a scripting live on Monday, and we're doing a manifestation yoga class tomorrow, and there will be another one later in the month. I'm trying to get y'all on the path if you are not already. And if you're already on the path, I just want to help you along. So if you are interested, go ahead and join the Reality Bender tier on Patreon. It's only $4.44 a month. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. At that point, it's not even about money. It's about whether you really want to do it. Do you really want to do it, or do we want to continue to live the same, right? So that's all I got for today. It's Adam's birthday, so you saw me wrap his gifts. I'm so excited. I might make him some cupcakes. I don't know. We're singing him happy birthday this weekend with the family when we get together for Easter, so I may not make him a cake. I don't know, but wish Adam a happy birthday in the comments. Make him feel special. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being reality vendors and, you know, listening to me talk, because why? Thank you. Just thank you for being here. I love you with all my heart. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you next time. Bye.